I think the situation with Micah Parsons is vastly different in Dallas. And I saw someone throw this out on Twitter. The Broncos haven't, reached an agreement with Nik Bonitto quite yet on an extension. Would you entertain throwing Nik Bonitto in a package for Micah Parsons? I think if you don't automatically consider it or say yes, you haven't watched Micah Parsons play football.
Wow. I don't know enough
because it would be Bonitto and more. Bonitto and a pick.
I don't know enough about Micah Parsons to be able to say with a clear conscience that the Denver Broncos would potentially be risking a cultural problem, a locker room problem, because Nik Bonitto is one of these dudes.
He is one of them. Yep.
And they love him.
They do
love him. He is homegrown, and he has been a great success story. And that's what I've loved about the Denver Broncos, particularly on the defensive side of the ball. Outside of, obviously, Dre Greenlaw, Talanoa Hufanga, who you added, you've kind of homegrown this whole thing. A lot of these players that are having big-time production were either drafted or acquired by the Denver Broncos, and then they became superstars under Vance Joseph's leadership in the defensive side of the football. I don't know. You bring up an interesting point.
I think it's
Parsons,
something that you would have to consider.
Because if you have Micah Parsons and Pat Surtain II on the same defense, are you serious? Are you kidding me? You would have arguably the most talented front seven player in the National Football League. I say most talented. Like scares the living crap out of an offensive line.
Right, because what are we talking about with Bonitto? $30 million as an edge rusher?
I think
that
he gets north of 30 if he has more than 15 and a half sacks in backs up last year.
What does Parsons deserve right now?
Isn't Parsons going to be like a 40?
Yeah.
He's going to be a 40 to 45 guy, isn't he?
He'll probably be in that. He's looking to reset the market above TJ.
Yeah, so you're
looking at 42, 43,
yep.
That type of thing. And he has been, outside of last year, right? Like, he's been a very healthy linebacker in this league. He played 16 games as a rookie, 17 and 17 and 22 and 23, and he played 13 games last year. He's been a Pro Bowler every season, first-team All-Pro in his rookie and sophomore season, second-team All-Pro in his third year. His sack numbers, 13, 13.5, 14, and 12 last year in just 13 games. That is a $40 million player if I've ever seen one. And yes, I would be willing to trade Nik Bonitto in a pick for that player.
I wouldn't.
He's only 25.
So
we're not. It's not like we're talking about Vaughn after his second contract or third contract.
But let's talk about
Denver.
Nik Bonitto. Nik Bonitto last year ends up getting how many sacks?
13 and a half. It's the first time he's done it in his career.
So
and Parsons has been there every season he's been in the league.
But you're talking about potentially paying this player $13 to $15 million more on an annual basis than a player that you have homegrown. That you have cost control to this point.
You have to watch that. You can't be beholden to players that you have drafted just because you drafted them.
But
that is a really good way to tank a franchise.
But dang near the ceiling of sack numbers for Micah Parsons is equal to that of your own player that you're going to potentially mortgage your future about?
From one season. That's the big reason. That's what the conversation around Nik Bonitto has centered around the whole offseason. Can he do it again?
Yes.
Was it a flash in the pan? Or was it the start of something extended?
All I can say is when you watch Nik Bonitto not just rush the passer.
I know what I'm getting out of Micah.
Also watch Nik Bonitto and what he did. Fumble recovery for a touchdown. Interception return for a touchdown. Did that look like an otherworldly athlete at the edge position that's able to do stuff in coverage, is able to clearly become a sack master and be in the top 5 in the National Football League?
Me saying that I would entertain putting Nik Bonitto in a trade package for Micah Parsons is not me saying that I don't think Nik Bonitto is without a doubt a top 10 edge rusher in this league, top 7 edge rusher in this league. It's me saying that I think Micah Parsons is the very best of them.
But is he worth $13 to $15 million more annually on your books? Is Micah Parsons on an annual basis worth $13 to $15 million more?
Probably not.
But let's open up Pandora's box, Raj. If, say, the Denver Broncos and Cowboys engage in a trade here, and Bonitto ends up a Dallas Cowboy, Micah Parsons joins Dre Greenlaw, Talanoa Hufanga, Pat Surtain II, Could you imagine the national narrative surrounding the Denver Broncos if you have Micah Parsons and Patrick II on the same defense? I mean, do you even think Sean Payton would want that national narrative? It's almost like immediately they're already starting to whisper about the Super Bowl and the expectations to win a Super Bowl.
Then it becomes bona fide.
It's almost like, we've never seen a defense like this before. Have you ever seen a defense with the absolute best pass rusher in pro football and the absolute best cover player in pro football on the same defense?
I mean, the 2015 Broncos were pretty damn close.
It's true. It's pretty true.
Aqib Talib was at the height of his powers. I don't know if he was the number one corner in the league, but he was up there. Chris Harris Jr. was the very best slot corner in the league that year, and Von Miller was playing his best football in a Hall of Fame career.